An old cultural idea most perpetuated by snickering atheists is that watching porn will make people go blind. Is there a symbolic connection to this idea and the prince going blind in Rapunzel? Yeah,
Wow.
I'm pretty sure anyone who doubts that porn will make you go blind at this point is really an idiot. Like porn,
May already be blind.
that's right. Porn definitely makes you go blind, and and you can see it because there's you guys have probably followed this story, like there's this massive erectile dysfunction problem among young men in our society because they have in some ways been so saturated by extreme sexual imagery that they are incapable of being aroused in a normal situation, and that's literally blindness. Like that's the man who engages in large amounts of pornography will not be able to see the beautiful woman, his wife, that is in front of him. And so, anyone who doubts that at this point, and it's always, usually a lot of these what you would call superstitions, you always have to be attentive and realize that they often hide a deeper image. And sometimes if the base version of the story, um it's actually useful for like it's useful for how can I say this, like there's a hierarchy of explanations, like when a mother tells her 12-year-old boy, don't watch porn or don't masturbate, you'll go blind. There's like an immediate sense where the 12-year-old boy, that's how he has to be kind of scared of doing this so that he doesn't soil himself. But then there are more sophisticated understandings of these symbolism as time goes by and as you get older. And I think this is a perfect example of that. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense to you. All right. So Pierce Richardson says a long time ago. Did you have something to say about that, Deacon Seraphim?
I only have a funny story, and I was trying to decide if I should share the story on the internet or not.
Well, it depends if who it humiliates, or if it's just
Well, just somebody that I don't know, so I think it's
okay.
okay.
All right.
Yeah, so this is many years ago. Before I was a deacon, uh I was working in a corporate office building in downtown Dallas, and insides of the elevators were all mirrored, so you could like see your reflection in them, which is something that was introduced to make people stop complaining about how slow elevators were. I don't know if you know this.
No. So they see themselves,
Yeah,
and so they
that started
comforts
like
them.
back in the 60s or something like that, when somebody was complaining about how slow the elevators were. So they bring the specialist in, and he says, well, you either spend a bunch of money to upgrade your technology, or you just put mirrors in there, because people can like be checking themselves
Themselves
out.
out. Yeah.
Then they won't notice how slow the elevator is. So anyway, the insides of the elevator are all mirrored. And there was this like group of young people, like interns or something, that were kind of new. And they're all really young, and they get on the elevator, and it's like this one guy and like three or four girls, and you can tell there's like some kind of a dynamic. And they're on the elevator. I'm just trying to get my coffee, and they're all, they're kind of giggling and everything, but then he's like, he's got, a do, and he starts like kind of like checking his hair out and like kind of primping a little bit in the mirror, kind of doesn't realize that the rest of us are there all of a
Yeah.
sudden. Like he's just totally forgot about the rest of us. And then one of the girls says, if you keep touching it like that, you'll go blind. And but it was actually kind of like, it's a funny story, but
Yeah.
it's also kind of a revelatory moment. Like there's something about that sort of like, he had actually become blind to the fact that the rest of us were in there, and this is just like a silly thing for him to be doing in front of
Yeah,
us.
but it's interesting because there's a weird analogical relationship to onanism in general, and kind of like
Yeah, right.
self pleasuring and self, like and how that makes you blind to what is outside. So
Yeah.
that's a good story.
It's a
It's a good
yeah.
story. All right, so there is a tension between the magicians who wish to pull all into a more subtle realm, and beauty as a whole is a subtle thing. We can't train to see it. As porn makes men blind to women, what makes us blind to beauty? I mean, for sure, for sure, in terms of being blind to beauty, for sure, the oversaturation of our world, the saturation of our screens, the kind of hyper aesthetics that we see in advertisement or in video games, it can put you in danger of not being sensitive to natural beauty and to the beauty that is in God's creation. And so just like fast food, if you eat too much fast food, you won't be able to appreciate a nice subtle meal. The same thing with this kind of stuff. So you have to find a way to have some kind of asceticism also for your eyes.